we're back with episode 2, General Tso's chicken. I'm gonna do the full dinner. We eat it with white rice and broccoli. We use jasmine rice. I've washed my rice. I'm going to put my rice into the bowl of my rice cooker. I'm using about 4 cups. I feed on average 7 to 8 in our household. Set that aside. And then we're gonna need about 6 to 7 cups of water. So I have 8 here. I use the fingertip method when I measure my water to rice ratio. So I will give you an exact measurement once I get there. I basically put the rice in, add water until it looks about right, and then I measure to this top bend in my finger. Once I can touch the rice with the tip of my finger and the water comes to the first bend in my finger, that's when I know I have enough water. That's how my mother-in-law taught me to do it. And I used 4.5 cups of water and 4 cups of rice. After I have my rice and water measured, I go on ahead and I put this right into my handy dandy rice cooker. Close the lid, push start. My rice cooker, this is how it looks. It's wonderful, but it does take an hour to cook the most perfect rice. Okay, with our General Tso's, we have white rice, and we also typically eat it with steamed broccoli. So in order to do steamed broccoli, you cut up your broccoli however big or small that you like it. I have about 8 cups of broccoli to feed a larger crowd. I have a steamer. I have a pot with water just in the bottom. Put your steamer in the pot. You put your broccoli in the steamer. Your cut up broccoli. You put a lid on to keep that steam in. And you put it on the stove top. I cook mine on high for 8 to 10 minutes. We like ours a little bit soft. Then we turn the burner off and just let it sit until we're ready to eat. So for the General Tso's chicken part of the dinner, you're gonna start with however much chicken that you need to feed the crowd that you're feeding. I have about 3 pounds of chicken. To this, we're gonna do a little marinade. The marinade is 1 scrambled egg, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, a tablespoon of water, and a teaspoon of salt. You're going to just mix this well so that it's incorporated. And then you're gonna just let it sit for about 10-15 minutes. This dish is everyone's favorite in our house. Everyone always asks for General Tso's. It is fairly easy to do. It's a little bit time consuming in comparison to some of the other meals that I make. But you're gonna just continue to mix it till it's really well mixed in. It's going to sound very gross. This is how it looks. And you're gonna let it sit. it aside. Clean up your dishes. Okay, so now that we have the chicken marinated for 10-15 minutes, ours marinated a little bit longer, we're now going to make the batter to fry the chicken. And I'm saying we because I have a helper. This is JC. We're going to just mix all of the chicken up one more time really good. Use that same spoon to mix all of these other ingredients. So here we have 6 tablespoons of flour, right in the bowl, please. An egg. It is a beaten up egg, you're right. Thank you for that. That is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. We have 2 tablespoons of olive oil that we're going to add at the end. This is 2 teaspoons of baking soda. That's good. And we have 10 tablespoons of water. This is going to create our batter for frying our chicken. We get this stirred up really well. It's going to be a pretty thick consistency because, again, it is a batter. You do have to break up a lot of your flour. You just push it up against the sides to break it up. You want to give it a whirl? So you just push them up against the side. You see how it breaks it up? JC likes to help me in the kitchen a lot. Go ahead.
It smells like pancake batter.
It's a batter. It's batter to fry up your chicken.
Here, I don't know how to do it.
Now you were doing just fine. But you just want to continue to scrape your sides.
You're not adding the oil?
Yep, but you add the oil at the end and it just kind of makes it shiny. You actually might have to add a little bit more flour because this consistency is a little too watery.
I should get the flour.
You have a nice pancake batter consistency. Okay. So you want it like this. And then, once you have your consistency good, no big chunks in there, you want to go ahead and add your two teaspoons of olive oil. Just will make it nice and shiny.
Doesn't smell like pancake batter
No.
anymore.
Once you have your batter all done, you go on ahead and you pour it into your marinated chicken. Once it's in here, you want to get everything, all of the pieces of chicken coated as well as you can. You want to take over here, or you're going to take that to the sink?
I'm going to take this.
Carefully, okay? So you'll get your chicken all very well incorporated with the batter. Set it aside. And then you're going to want to get your oil started. I use vegetable oil. Some people use corn oil. You just want a good 2 inches or so in the bottom, 2.5 inches or so in the bottom of a pot. And you want to heat that. On my stove, I heat it to about 7, almost 8 to get it nice and hot so that it cooks the chicken really well and leaves it nice and crispy. Okay, now that our oil is heated and our broccoli is pretty much done at this point, turn the broccoli off. You want to, one by one, put a piece of your chicken in. If you do more than one at a time, the chicken will all stick together. It's just the way that this batter is. You don't want it to stick together, so.
Do I have to put it in different times?
Yep, but we'll do that after. So we're just gonna drop it in one by one. This part is very time consuming. Please be careful. It is oil, very hot. And you're gonna do this in many batches. You don't want to overcrowd it. It is oil at a very high temperature. You'll want to put one of these over the top so that it catches some of the oil splatter. In the meantime, we're going to make part of the sauce.
I can see it.
And I just mix everything into a mixing cup. It's chicken. So first, we use 6 tablespoons of coconut aminos in place of all of the soy sauce. So you can go ahead and put that right in. Very good. We also need 2 tablespoons of ketchup. I thought I had a little, okay.
I stole it.
Okay. 2 tablespoons of ketchup. That's okay. You put the bowl right on that bowl. We have, nope, you don't want to put that in there, silly. 4 tablespoons of sugar. And we have 2 teaspoons
Of
ground white pepper. I'm sorry, that's 1 teaspoon of ground white pepper.
ground pepper.
Perfect. Go ahead and whisk that all together. And that's our sauce, which will end up cooking down. We're gonna cook that with some chilies and garlic and ginger. And so you'll just want to continue to fry your batches of chicken. Great, that looks great. So we will set this right over here until we are ready for the sauce. Thank you. Okay, so after you've fried up all of your batches, little bits at a time, 5 minutes at a time, you're gonna wanna turn your temperature up just a smidge. Mine is at about 8.5. You're gonna wanna let it get nice and hot because you're gonna do a second fry on all of the chicken. You're gonna do it in 2 batches or so. You're going to want to get a saucepan, frying pan, whatever you have, medium-high heat. I'm gonna do 7.5. You're gonna take 2 tablespoons, very carefully, of your oil that you're frying your chicken in. And this is going to start to create the sauce. You're gonna heat that up nice and hot. I'm actually gonna turn it down to a 6 on mine. This likes to spit. Once you put the garlic, chilies, and ginger in there, it starts popping everywhere and oil goes everywhere. Be very careful. This is a dish that you do need to be very careful. So you want to add in about half of your chicken back in just so that it doesn't overflow. You can do bits at a time. Again, you just want to give this another good fry for about 2 minutes. I'm sorry, probably about 5 minutes, not 2. I'm going to try to do this a little bit fast. heat after you don't want to burn yourself. Lots of oil. So yes, you put that in. And then we'll come back for the second batch after that fries for 5 more minutes. This has warmed up good. You want to put 6 dried chilies right in here. Let them heat up really good. With the oil you have in your pan. Then you want to add in your garlic. Minced up, diced up small, however you prefer it. Give that a good minute or so to cook up that garlic a little bit. And also add in a little extra oil if you need it. Ginger paste that I get at the grocery store. This is when it starts to really start popping. Just want to get that ginger cooked up just a smidge before you add in your sauce that you created earlier. Want to give that a good couple stirs. Watching your time. Smells delicious. Let that come to a little bit of a boil. You can go ahead. Just a little bit. Got a couple minutes here. Starting to come to a boil. At this point, you're gonna add in a cornstarch slurry. Which is 2 teaspoons of cornstarch and 4 tablespoons of water. You just want to slowly add this in to get your sauce to thicken up really nice. Just keep stirring as it's heating. You'll slowly start to see it thicken around the edges. Once it starts to thicken, you go ahead and turn off your temperature, turn off your heat. It will continue to thicken a little bit. And then you want to add in 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. Sesame oil is so delicious. Gives it a nice taste, makes it nice and shiny. After you've finished your second fry on all of your chicken, you're going to want to pour your sauce over the top. Put it into, just have it in a bowl that you could put a top on, or I'm gonna use a plate, just so that I can shake it to get the sauce all over all of the chicken. I just place a plate on the top and I give it a shake. So here is episode number 2. I'll post a photo of the finished product of the plated food so you can all see if you choose to make the same dish. I would love to hear about it. If you could just leave me a comment, let me know what you think of it. Stay tuned for episode number 3. Episode number 3 is going to be a no-knead, delicious, artisan-looking bread. Thank you.